get, like Jeff said, get it all shredded in one place, you know, get the brand new flat track fence up, get everything fixed up where the facility looks good. Build a really nice track out front, and then we need people like Kyle Tucker and Jason Rich and those guys come out there and ride. And on Facebook, hey man, we're going to the track and riding this weekend. The track's great. We're going to go ride. And guess what? People are going to go. They're going out there to ride.
It's all about PR.
I think you got a pretty good connection with Kyle Tucker. If you don't, I can handle it. I just picked up fighting from him today.
But I mean, if you guys, y'all are ones that, I mean, do you think they're gonna care if me and Jeff say, man, we're gonna go ride this weekend?
Well, there, if you go out there, they'll say, yeah, Ross stole us riding. I gotta see this.
Yeah, now if I come out to ride that man, we might draw a big crowd. People want to see that really's happening.
This fight's going to
Hey,
JM
so,
next week.
so about the front track, you know, we had that proposal,
Right.
can I bring that up?
Yeah.
Hey, before you do, here's, just like the water pump, just like everything else. I know we got credit and stuff, but if we can do it with the grant money, maybe I'm out of my mind, but if we can go a lot further. We got the credit, and then 80% of the cost covered. We don't have to use all the credit, you know, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
I think those two.
We got all that taken care of.
subjects.
I think you're on.
All that's
I
handled.
think you're in a different ball field.
No, you don't need to worry about what's
So-
happening.
I looks like I'm picking a bad time, it's sniffing glue.
So about one Saturday a month, we've got a bunch of guys that come down
Oh.
Burleson.
well, they're from the DFW area, they're all on quads.
TQRA,
Yep.
Yep.
Texas
They
Quad
brought us
Racers.
skid steer one time and did some work.
So what they've proposed is that for 2 memberships, it's $300, they will actively come down with their own equipment, their own help, and groom, widen, and,
Do whatever they need to do to help us.
do whatever needs to be done out there on the front.
Bring plans for us to approve, and I say it's a no-brainer. But without plans and approval,
Yeah,
But
I
what we
mean, you know, they need to come and sit down and.
Yeah,
What
kinda
we
draw
need
it
to do
out.
first
what
is-
they
they're willing
want.
to bring a machine, we'll meet with them on Saturday.
That's right.
I'm not trying to jump ahead, but
It
meet with
doesn't
them on
matter.
Saturday afternoon, let them get to work.
But it doesn't matter, these guys are coming down, there's so many of them, that's it. What we need to do is focus on what we got from motorcycles, dirt bikes, that's what we are out there, we're a dirt bike club. We gotta get that front track fixed for the dirt bikes, and then those guys can work around us.
Well, I get it, but if you build the faces to those jumps good enough for a quad, they are
Perfect for a
spectacular
bike.
for
And we can do that, but
for a
what
bike.
I'm saying is, we gotta get, I mean, like Kyle, you, we need to get some people come out there and lay something out. Like, you come out, but I want a track that
It has to
flows,
be
and it's gotta be
rideable
safe.
for a quad is the problem,
It-
is because this track isn't marketable to fast guys, it's marketable to kids. That's my thing, is the motocross track is never gonna be marketable to a pro rider or even an intermediate rider. Or if I'm gonna go burn my tires up somewhere, well, really and truly, if I wanna go put some hard laps in, I'm gonna go somewhere else and do it, I'll be honest with you.
Right,
This track needs to be marketed to people who were my age 15 years ago.
you're right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
They don't have to be fast, go out there and ride a dirt bike, but they'll bring 3 or 4 of their buddies because we need memberships. We don't need fast guys out there. If you want me to be, or Sam or whoever, go be a fast guy out there and show these people how to ride, by all means, you got my vote all the way in.
But my
We need
deal,
guys that
my
are
deal
about
looking at this,
memberships.
Jason, is you look at it, you go out there and build a track like you said, that is out there.
It's a
Like, just like you
diesel,
said
that diesel
before,
truck
Gil,
sets it
was
off.
safe. You can go out there and you can go there, just like that jump that was in the middle of the Waco Arena cross track. It went up, there was a single, and then it went down, and then it went up to the first platform, second, third. A slow person could jump, like me and Jeff could jump right on top of it and keep on riding. A little faster person can go to the third one, keep on, just jump off it. Somebody like you can clear the whole thing if you want to. So that gives a mix for everybody, and it's fun for everybody because I can do what I'm gonna do, and you can do what you're gonna do,
Right.
but it's safe.
I love that, but at the same time, the guy sitting next to you will tell you right away, what about that dumb novice rider that comes out there and tries to clear, comes up short? and
Well,
kills himself?
but you can't fix stupid.
Right.
You know, I mean-
Tabletops and small doubles is all you need,
You know, you
Russ.
can't.
You don't need any
can't-
options.
You can't build something looking out for that dumb novice rider and then not build something out there that's not fun.
I
Because
get
once
it.
we get this grant.
But that's
done-
all Jeff wants to do, that he's told me straight up. Jeff, I'm not going against you, but that's what you told me, is you don't want that option. You
Well,
want it to be safe for
But
every
you-
rider.
But the one at the arena, actually the arena cross track, the last arena cross track, I'd have got out there and really had fun. There was nothing on it that was, you know, I mean, would I jump the finish line jump? Maybe, I don't know. But
Yeah, that's.
I wouldn't have to, but
I feel the earth move.
No, that's from Big Dan jumpsuit.
I understand where you're
But
coming
you just
from.
gotta make it fun. Here's the deal. We aren't, once we get this grant done, we are eliminating
Oh,
from
yeah.
lawsuits. So if some dumb novice rider does get hurt, sorry about your luck. I mean, but build it where it's, if you build it as safe as you think it is possible, but yet fun, you did the best job you could do.
You're right, and we have to use market research, go to other places. Why don't we load up, 4 or 5 of us, let's go to Murphy's, let's go to Texplex, let's go look at these other
You
tracks, because
know-
they're making money off of their practices
You
every
know
weekend.
how to ride as a beginner or novice, and you know how to ride as a fast guy, you know more than anybody in here. So you should be able to build a track better than anybody, because you know what it takes to do.
He built a track
What
at
it
home
is.
and he put everybody in the hospital.
And I love
I
you
know,
to
we don't
death,
need
Ross,
that.
but I told you how to do that 3 years ago in this very scenario, and I told you never to build that arena cross track. I'm not gonna go back on that again, but we don't need arena cross track. We need the front track to be in good shape. We need to utilize that dirt in the back. Build so simple for beginner riders, novice riders, build some options, whatever we need to do, but we can make it work.
That's exactly what we're fixing to do.
Let's do it.
I mean, the club voted last race to move all the dirt over there and build a front track, and that's what we're gonna do. So we
Let's do it.
need people to help.
Yeah.
That's gonna get it designed and get it done and build a good track, and you know what, it's gonna be fun to go out there and ride a really
Yeah.
nice front track.
I
We'll
think
bring
he's
you in
trying
on
to
the
get you
sketch.
to design the track.
We'll do it. I'll bring you a sketch and put it on this big screen next
Hey,
month. I can
Joel
do it.
get to see, turn the back straight away.
Yeah. I'll do it for you,
They're still
Joel.
back there.
I'll do it for you. I'll
There
be
they
there
go.
writing my sketch. Dirt is being removed from here. That's no problem.
And then.
They do
we
turn
can
right.
Build a fun track, man, it's gonna be great. I think if we build, you pull up there and you see a big old track out front, a big front track, and you got nice jumps and it's all groomed, man, people are gonna wanna come ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably need to move those wood chips, you can use them somehow or
The
another.
front track will be
I
primed
think
for
those
that.
wood chips need to be in every corner mixed in with that hard black.
Yes.
You get it mixed in, we're gonna get them mixed in.
Wood chips need to be on the start to begin with.
We need, yeah,
and then
that's
we'll
it.
get in there.
We need a, yeah, cause I'm getting tired of being pelted by rocks.
I put those rocks out there for a reason. Hey, one thing about the quads though, of course, wood chips in there and tilled in and loose dirt, the dirt not gonna be on the track, but
I get it, but as the dirt stands right now, that front track, that dirt is.
oh, I know. One thing that I have, and it's always been this way, but every time we get quads out, we get calls, complaints, you know. My kid's gonna get ran up, I had to get my kid off the track. you know.
Last week, that was just somebody being better.
No, that's not just one person.
I don't think that was.
I was
these
I'm
guys.
joking.
Yeah, but,
I'm joking.
I mean, I don't think that wasn't these guys.
okay.
These guys that come out of Dallas, they are respectful and.
And that's what we need,
close to
that's what we
everyone.
need, and,
And they don't like to backtrack.
yeah.
Yeah, they do not like to go back.
That's a bonus, too.
They come to Waco to
But they
ride
don't wanna be on the
because of that
back track.
dirt in the front.
Okay, I mean, I'm all for it.
Let them work on it, Jeff. They wanna work on it.
I'm just
They
saying.
don't-
if-
let 'em work on it.
if
They
we
don't
can-
wanna
if we
build
can build a
anything.
layout, if we can build a layout and it costs us $300 for some guys that come down here and help us maintain it with their own damn equipment, we can't even
What's
risk
the
it.
cost coming from, Angie?
Huh?
What's the cost coming from?
Two memberships.
$300.
Two
Two
memberships.
memberships. We're giving them 2 memberships.
They
That's
want-
where you start.
That's in
with.
trade, for
They
them
want
coming down,
two
bringing their own.
You can't
they want
beat that.
two
You
members.
couldn't get an equipment operator out there that could run that machine for more than 2 hours
Hey,
for
the
less than
last
$300.
time they come out, they brought the skid steer, they brought like 4 or 5 guys with shovels, and they were out there hand picking water out of the turn. I mean,
They don't wanna build anything new, they just wanna
Reface it,
reface,
basically.
fix what we got.
Fix what we got.
Well, we can
Remove the break
do-
take those,
take that
jumps.
jump out.
But the bill,
Yeah, it's
Remember
just,
the
it's that whole thing, everything
that
else.
first-
but the bill new,
Well worth $2 million.
Jason, but the bill new, Blake
That's fine.
Campbell is willing to do it.
I put it up on a
And
list.
he's got
So they don't really
time,
have
we
to
just
be
gotta get him the
all
skid
the-
steer in the dirt, and he's gonna build whatever.
And then
we
on
want.
the-
We need to bring
Blake's
all
always
that
fault.
up, cause there's
Blake's
several
very
sections
good.
out there.
Well,
You
in
worked
our
on
he
it.
minutes, we still
Ain't
got
being
some
brought
criminal
up
short
yet.
justice we need to cash in on, and the time is of the essence with him, in my opinion. We've been talking about this for over a year.
He ain't going nowhere. I guarantee you that.
That's what we need from him. If we need dirt, bring
He's
out
just
dirt.
waiting on us,
Bring out dirt. We need dirt.
so.
Bring out dirt. If he can do something for us, and you got these guys with a skid steer, give them a plan. We can give them a plan if you want. If that's what
Well,
we
we can go rough it in, let them,
That's what I'm saying. If
Is the
we-
skid steer operational at the moment?
you know, as long as, but you know what?
Ours.
We need to take it easy on it.
It'd really be nice if we could get this grant thing done and go buy the brand new skid steer, and then Blake could rock and roll building a track. That would be.
He did work at Texbucks for a while. He does have some
Yeah.
experience.
He's good,
It's good.
So-
Yeah, I had some of the stuff he worked on.
Yeah.
and he's pretty fast.
This last time, I don't know, well, you got on the track after.
Yes, I wasn't there watching him work, but I was there directly after that.
When I rode back before the races, the back was pretty good. All the burners were raised.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Let's have a priority for what we're gonna do with this grant money, cause we've been talking about.
We've already done that.
We need a priority.
That's already done.
He's already done, he's got stuff to do.
It keeps changing. It's not done.
What's changed?
It's not done.
Everybody just
Said
keeps
number
talking
one
about
thing
it.
is
It
water
just
truck.
ain't nothing being
This is
decided. It's
first.
just everybody keeps
This is
talking
next.
about it.
This is next.
Well, it is, I mean, remember.
But then again, you can't predict, so like, we all know water truck is pretty.
Water truck's gotta be number
Water
one.
truck is pretty.
And we're
Yeah.
gonna go, and the first thing we're gonna buy brand new is a skid steer. He's already talked to the guys down there, and we'll get rid of ours, and we're gonna go get
Yeah,
the
go-
skid steer right off the bat.
We'll fix the water truck to get it fixed, buy a new skid steer, and then concentrate on, in the interim, see what we can do to get a
I
better
think you
water
need
truck.
skid steer, fix a water truck, tractor with a front end loader.
Well, and that was part of it too,
That's
tractor,
too.
tractor
Everybody-
with
that's done.
a batwing shredder, on it.
But we gotta make sure we got enough for the 20%.
Yeah, and that's.
And then we're gonna have to get this stuff fixed, like we get the fence finished, put up, get the flat track finished. You know, we also have to look at, it's wonderful having all this equipment and having a new front tractor with a front end loader and back wings. But that is not bringing us people
Right. I
in to
mean-
race. We have to have, we gotta look at, what are we out there for? We're out there for tracks, for people to ride on, so we have to build the tracks
So,
first.
yeah, that's a great thing, and 6 months ago, we were talking, we didn't really know what it would cover, right?
Right.
And now we know that we can actually cover dirt work, we can actually cover getting electrical stuff run, right? So, I mean,
Yeah, that was on the
Yeah.
original.
that-
But what we gotta do is
That
look
opens up
at-
a whole new slew of things that we can actually do to make our track more inviolable.
Right, but we gotta make money first, so we gotta look at it and go, okay, we can
Y'all
work-
closed?
We can work the deal, so we
Sorry.
can work the deal to get the skid steer, we already got that worked out, we'll be able to get the flat track, we'll get the water truck fixed. Then we gotta go, okay, now what's left? If we're down to about $20,000, $15,000, then we got the brakes on, done, we're not getting a tractor with a back,
No,
not until we get more money in, cause we can't.
We
go
got
broke.
3 years, I think it was 3 years to spend the money.
Okay.
But we do have to spend the money, because Lee told me that we don't spend it, we won't get it again.
But that's
We
what
gotta
I'm
spend
saying,
most of the-
but that's
we
what
gotta
I'm
spend that
saying.
money.
Now that we know that we can pay for dirt work and stuff like that with that grant money, we don't really necessarily have to have the tractor with a front end loader right
Right.
now. If we can hire somebody to come out and bring a dozer and move stuff around for us. I mean,
Yeah, we just need to be sure we got the 20%, and the thing is we probably ought to go ahead and instead of putting off our property taxes till file a deadline, and, pay the penalty or whatever, pay it in April or.
Jeff, let me ask you about that 20%.
Pay it.
Say if a member donated that 20%.
Yeah, we can get it any way we wanna do it.
Can a member be entitled, does it have to be a donation, or can a member be entitled to, as far as in interest of the club, as far as being paid back? In a certain sense, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Jason, the way I understand it is,
They don't care what.
they don't care how we get the 20%, but we have to provide the 20%.
Okay.
Now, if it can be in, this is what I got from Trey, whatever his name is, Cooksey. One of the things in one of the emails he sent me, he said, you know, that absolutely will not pay for anything done prior to the agreement. So, in very uncertain, or certain terms, you know, but he said that after that was done, that we could pay for, that they would pay for, any of the percentage that, you know, our 20% could come from cash, we could get a loan for it, we would, for the money that somebody donated their time, then they would have, I don't know what the calculation is, how they figure that, but, so, man hours, is something that they will take into consideration as well as their 20%.
Okay.
So in other words, you know, if we went out there and say somebody volunteered, I don't know, I was gonna say to operate a dozer. I don't know how that would work, because you got the equipment cost, and then you've got the operator cost. I guess if it would have to be, okay, if we have an operator come out there and say, I'm gonna donate my time, and so all we had was the equipment cost or the fuel cost, whatever, then that would qualify for the 20%, is my understanding. I haven't seen it in writing, so, cause I haven't got a contract or anything, I know there's gonna be something there with regulations and stuff. If you wanna go to Texas Parks and Wildlife and look under grant, you might be able to find some stuff there. It is on the website, grant information. There's all sorts of programs and stuff, but if we can utilize donated man hours to cover some of this 20%, man, we'll be golden. Cause everything's done on a volunteer basis.
Yeah.
That sounds like that's the, I wouldn't say loophole, but that sounds like that's what we're needing right there.
I
Man
think
hours
it
easy.
would, I think so too, and, you know, I know that, I'd ask for $50,000 for a concrete bathroom, like they do in the parks.
Right.
But I don't know that if we were to do the concrete bathroom, if it was $50,000, if we would have to pay for, you know, the 20% of that, if we could cover that 20% by getting the pad ready to set it on, you know, would that qualify?
Right.
I don't know.
Which a pad that size would be about $7,500 out of pocket if you had a professional
Might be,
come and do
might
it.
be, might be. I don't
That
know.
would be exactly, I promise you.
Okay. Well, it depends on what they say it is, you know, if they say,
Right.
look, you know, we'll pay you guys 30 bucks an hour, you know, if you're, or 20 bucks an hour, or 50 bucks, whatever it is, you know. How many hours did you work? Oh, let me get the calculator. This is how many hours we worked. Oh, wait, carry over the floor.
So at that time, I mean, we really need to tighten up on logging that stuff and all that.
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
time, right?
it would be, probably behoove us to do so. And we've flown by the seat of our pants for all these years because we could, you know, it's, but we may be held accountable for some of this stuff now. I mean, we're talking over $250,000, you know?
Yeah.
So you're, you know, $397,000 to be exact.
The club spends it wisely, it could go a long ways. If
Yeah,
you don't
now
spend
we
it
have,
wisely,
we
it's
have
gonna go a very short
$135,000,
time.
and we don't have it now.
Right.
So, we got, if you would go out there and look and see what we have, out of that $135,000, what do we got? A building.
Right.
Well, the backtrack's pretty nice.
The backtrack is
It's
nice,
nice.
but how much did that cost us?
Well, it was pretty expensive, I mean, by the time you had clearing all the trees out and then moving the dirt back there and then building it back there, I mean, it was.
And digging a tank and building an arena cross
Right.
track.
Yeah. But the dirt work that we did, that we paid for, was how much? How much was
All the
that?
dirt work together was 55,000.
So at the $55,000 to $58,000 that we spent, what, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
How much of it still looks like?
How much we utilizing?
The back,
Yeah.
Get back.
the back is it. The front track, you gotta remember, when it was first built, it looked really nice.
It did, but it
It
doesn't
didn't
last.
but it looked really nice.
I mean, another thing, and I heard this several times in the past couple of races that we've been able to run this year. Why are we always running the backtrack, especially with the younger ones, cause the parents wanna see
They
their
wanna
kids
see them up
ride.
front, yeah.
And there's nowhere that they can really get back in the back, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, that's another,
we struggle with that too.
What we need to do is we
Another
need,
motivation to get the front
to
going.
cut some underbrush out over there. Jeff's always talking about it. Cut some of that underbrush out, get people to used to when we're gonna run the backtrack, get people used to parking in that field right there, and they can go back there and you can sit there and watch.
I
it.
don't completely agree with that.
I go back there a lot and I watch the whole, I sit back there and watch the whole
It's
race
nice,
back
but
there.
they still wanna see their kids without having to leave their pits, you know what I mean? So,
Well,
it's a short-term solution, get your quad guys out there on the second Sunday. Get them to tidy up the track before the third Sunday for the race, tidy up the whole front track, and then race the front track.
Well, and I'll tell you something else too, on the weekends that we're gonna race backtrack, maybe we need to advertise, backtrack. We're running the backtrack this weekend, and so people will pit appropriately.
so one thing that we did have coming before we canceled the motocross races was the quad guys working on the race. That weekend, so they would run on the front, but.
Once we get the front track done, we're 3 laps around the whole thing, just like we used to.
Exactly.
And then the little kids, let them run in front, let everybody else run 3 laps around the whole thing, cause that back track's nice, man. Let them run the whole thing.
You need to improvise in that sort of fashion, though, guys, so that, you rub your fingers together like, hey, you feel that feeling? Improvise in that sort of way. If you gotta cancel a motocross race cause the water truck's broke, call the quad guys. Hey man, we wanna run a quad only race this weekend. Come on down. They're all chomping at the bit, they don't have any.
They don't care if
You know
it's
why
broke
they're
or
coming
not.
down here? Cause
As
they ain't got
long as
nobody
the
in
faces are
Dallas,
good.
nobody
They
wants
care
to
about it.
let them ride their
There's
tracks.
nowhere else they can go.
Right, if I'm a motocross guy, I don't want quad guys riding my track, they mess it up.
Yeah.
Come ride that front track. You wanna come prep it on Saturday and race
Come
on
polish
Sunday,
it.
prep away.
Put a wax job on it.
Prep away Saturday, race Sunday. And then we'll race motocross races the following weekend. Nobody's losing there, everybody's winning.
There's 100 ways we can go about this, we just need to do it.
But you, just like the saying goes, I mean, you can please some of the people some of the time, you ain't gonna please other people all the time, and you know
You're
what?
never gonna please everybody.
Hey, I went with Kyle, we went to Village here, we're not on the race Village Creek, everybody loves. And you could see 3 turns and one of the straightaways, and that was it, I had to get on my pit bike and chase around and go,
Wendy
go
was like
watch
that
it.
too. Wendy was like that too.
You know, and,
Oh, he grew up it with me.
oh yeah.
Where you, depending on where you sat, you couldn't see anything but the track right in front of you.
And you know, in Burleson, you can only see right where you're at Burleson,
Yeah.
that's it. And then your kid's way back here in the back.
Yes.
I get it, but Waco is known
As fast
because
as I was, it
it's
didn't take long
it's
to
a
get around.
starter track.
Yeah,
It's where
Waco's
it's-
known to, hey, everybody that races gets a trophy because it's not what it's about. It's about, hey, your kid got on the start line, so we're gonna give him a trophy. No, you know what, you gotta learn a little bit. You know, I mean, it's not, our track is not that difficult that if you go back there, oh, we can't see them. They're like they went off into the galaxy. Man, you're in there and out of there in no time, and if you step right there, you can see them. But.
Waco is growing though, and that's our thing, with the grant coming along with all that, we need to improvise and try to figure this out, y'all, because at the same time, I wanna pull this, about a third of my pool customers right now are all brand new people to Waco.
Yeah, that's true.
I have 330 plus pool contracts, and about
Yeah.
a third of them are people brand new to Waco.
You're exactly right.
Thank you so much.
Hey,
That's one thing we're missing out
Next
on.
time we need to stay a little longer.
I know, but, you know.
Yeah, you're right, there's a lot of people gonna wake up.
There's a lot of people coming to Waco, and I'm not saying they all ride dirt bikes, but I'm saying if even 50 of them did, or wanted their kids to, or
Exactly
even,
right.
Well, I met a family at, Discount Tire in Bell Hood yesterday, and the little kid, he was 3 years old. He fell out of his chair and face planted on the ground and got up and went. And I was sitting there, I said, it was a big kid, and I said, the mom and dad were both sitting there, the dad was holding the baby, you know? And I said, I was sure expected him to bust out crying, and he said, he's tough. I said, how old is he? She said, 3. I said, what's a big 3? I said, you need to get him on a dirt bike. And she said, well, he can already ride his bicycle without training wheels, and she goes, he's a daredevil. I said, you get him on a dirt bike. What do you mean? I said, a motorcycle for kids, you know? You know what? I bet you he'd tear that out. I bet you he'd love that. Anyway, I said, she goes, because he likes that stuff, that kind of stuff. And I said, well, you need to bring him out to the Waco motorcycle track and, you know, to the Waco Eagles and let him watch some motocross. I said, she goes, where's that? So I told her, anyway, when they got ready to get up before I did, the kids going, I want a motorcycle, I want a motorcycle, you know, so.
You know, the sad thing about it is just like that, you're running out of people like that.
Yeah,
You're
you
running out
don't
of
have
people-
it, no.
You're running out of people that will even hear that conversation.
Yeah.
Because people are so scared to get their kids hurt, people are so scared to do anything.
Well, think about it, man, how many kids have we had hurt out there versus a typical Friday night football game?
exactly.
Yeah,
You
The
know.
statistics are a lot.
But people don't see that.
Yeah.
They don't.
And so, and I told this family too, they said, oh yeah, he busts his butt all the time. I said, dress him for the crash, man. Yeah, I said, you gotta put on the protective gear, dress him for the crash, not for the ride.
It's not about.
An ounce of prevention. is worth
Well, you
a
could go
pound.
shirtless too. You
Huh?
get a little road rash. You could go
Yeah.
shirtless.
It's not
That's a
about
smart
anything to
maneuver.
go down, it's about winning.
Just
Oh, yeah.
present to these people as a community type deal. I mean, Waco's community, I met a lot of the people who I'm still really good friends with. You
Oh,
see,
yeah.
you know, sitting in this room that I grew up with, you know, Michael and Andy Walsh, to be two of them that I can really say out loud. I just had dinner with them Friday night.
What's his name, he's in the. Dadgummit, I can't remember his name. We all went to dinner one night. You was there. He's in, was he in the Air Force, Marines?
Cody Hyde.
Cody,
Yeah,
Cody
right?
Hyde.
Sorry,
Cody Hyde just was at my house about 3 weeks ago
Yeah.
whenever he was visiting town. All those guys I wouldn't know from Adam or Steve if we hadn't rode dirt bikes together.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people about
Well, it's,
Waco.
my daughter, same way. I mean, she thinks you're family,
Exactly.
you know?
You know, cause I saw people like that every Sunday out at the dirt bike track, you know, or whatever.
But y'all, you know, we went out there, and my kid involved too, you know, there was a lot of us went out there and, yeah, man, I don't know if the kids are lazy nowadays or parents just can't afford it or
Well, the
what.
price of motorcycles
it's
too,
all
man.
around deal.
Motorcycle, yeah,
Motorcycles
when a
are
motorcycle costs
ridiculous
$10,000.
priced.
I told my dad today, I said, Dad, I'm thinking about buying a new 450, it's 10 grand. He said, what do you think? Ride your bike. My dad doesn't make my financial decisions anymore, but I still call him and confide in him.
Yeah.
So instead, I'm gonna take my bike to JM and spend more money than it should be to fix it, but it'll run the way I want
Look,
it.
dude, you can put a back sprocket on it yourself.
Slipping out of third gear.
What is it? Don't use that one, put a 4.
What year is your bike?
We need better
13?
uniforms.
See, that's a common thing on a 13.
It's about to be.
And trade it in for one of Ross's
It
Suzuki's.
is, all of them do it, man.
Oh, I could probably just ask Rossi, let me ride a Suzuki. That is, my old man told me, don't ride nobody's dirt bikes or drive their cars,
Hey,
you're
think
riding
your-
all of them.
You think
Yeah.
your transmission's got issues? No, ride a Suzuki.
Yeah, we done fixed Ross's a couple times.
Not my fault, did it?
Not the four bitted, but we did the 2
That's,
bitted.
that's
Well,
what's
the
getting
250
rusty on the inside. Rusty out, 'cause he never had it.
See, man, all of a sudden got ridden now, I rode it, I don't ride my pole with it, but I rode my seven. I rode my big boy, I like that.
Yeah,
That's the one
big boy.
That's the one Mike Clements blew up on the start line, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
So,
that.
so when can?
Oh, yeah.
When can we talk
I
about
remember
getting this guy
that.
out and moving dirt? at least place it in a couple of piles to where we can maneuver with.
Wherever we put it, we wanna scrape all the weeds out first.
Yeah.
We don't wanna put dirt on top of the weeds.
Well, you don't wanna haul it all up out there and let it sit for 3 or 4 months neither.
Right, I understand, but
We need to be
when we
ready.
voted to move it last month,
There's no need to move it till we get a track laid out. Get a track, I would say get everything done and ready to go, then move it over there and be ready to roll. Cause then he may come back out and, hey, we need to move it over here, or put it here, whatever, you need to know where you're gonna put it. You don't wanna just take it out there and dump it in one pile.
so.
If he knows, if they go out and lay out a track and know where you're gonna put this, then you'll know, hey, put a big pile over here, put one over here, put 3
So we'll
loads
lay
over
out a
here.
couple different scenarios, bring it back next month and we'll talk about it then.
Exactly. We wanna put a plan in place, we'll lay out, basically do a track layout, we'll plan to be out there on one Sunday and talk about it, and, get a layout in place, and we'll have something to put up next month at the meeting.
Sound like plan.
And this is strictly for the front track, right? Not the entire track, just the front track. The whole track?
The front track.
Just the front track, okay.
So we're
The
gonna,
back track's good.
so we're gonna take the, just to clarify, we're gonna take the Arena Cross dirt and put it into the front track?
Yeah, in the front track.
Okay, cause I know we had talked about doing that, or doing a really nice kiddie track.
Man, we gotta bring we gotta get some members out here riding.
I think if you do the kiddie track, if you don't have a chain link fence around it to keep people off of it, it's gonna be.
The kiddie track, we can build something anytime. We gotta get a track built. We can always build a kiddie track.
Andrew, you have the contacts with these Boy Scouts as well? Are you the contact with this guy?
I'm gonna touch the wheel.
I've not quite finished somebody.
I think we need to utilize these guys.
Steve Anna.
So ridiculous.
All right, guys, what else we need to go over? We'll be here all night. Yes, sir.
I'm president of the Hallsburg ISD. One of the things that we do, when we have a board meeting, it doesn't matter if we all vote the same way or not. When we walk out of that board meeting, if you ask any one of us about a decision that was made there, everybody supports it.
Right.
Nobody badmouths the decision that we made. And it's the same way with you and the members of this club. As the all ruling officers, when y'all make a decision in public, nobody should badmouth your decision. Because all that does is harm the club. If all of the members' big interest is to do good for the club and things to be good for the club, keep their mouths shut to the public. If they want to complain, this room ought to be filled. Be here
That's what
and
this meeting's
complain at the meeting, not on public media. Now, the only way that that's gonna have any chance of taking place depends upon the people in this room. As you talk to the different people that are inclined to put things on, Facebook and things like that, remind them, if you're really looking out for the good of the club, keep your mouth shut with public media.
Yeah.
And then come to the meeting, and there you've got a chance to state the people that are making the decisions, and you can say what you think is right and what you think is wrong.
Fast.
Yeah. You faster
But
than
that's,
that, little
that's the key thing, is that unity in the face of the public.
Absolutely.
Now, when we sit in a meeting, we may not agree with one another. But once that meeting's over and the decision's been made, everybody back to the decision.
So you know,